Alright guys, so welcome back to a brand new video. Today's video I'm going to do something I haven't done in a long time, and that's a giveaway. And really this is thanks to Razer because they decided to send me out the whole Razer Nari Wireless lineup, basically for me to be able to do a comparison to show you guys the difference between each one. It gives me a chance to do a giveaway, and that way one of you guys can come away with the Razer Nari Essential headset. Alright, so before we get into the giveaway, I really want to break down what some of the differences are in each of these so you can kind of figure out which might be the one for you. So there are three Razer Nari headsets. One is the Essential, one is just simply Razer Nari, and then you have the Nari Ultimate. Now all three of these are wireless, but there are little differences here and there. Some of these you might not even realize right off the bat, and then some of these are pretty noticeable. So let's start off with the price. The Nari Essential comes in at $100, but like I said, is a fully wireless headset. You don't get the option to use these plugged in at all. So if you go up $50, that's where the regular Razer Nari comes in. But you have the ability to use these wired and wireless. Now at $200, that's where the Ultimate comes in. You can use these wired and wireless, but these have haptic feedback, which basically is little motors inside that are moving like this that gives you a bass sensation that's not just hearing bass, that's actually feeling bass. And it's really feeling it across your face because the ear pads on all three of these go like this far onto your face. So you're feeling bass impact actually on your skull. So one thing that kind of affects the battery life that I want to point out is in the Nari Essential, you do not get the chroma lighting where you can set it up and change different lighting effects and stuff like that to match your other Razer stuff. But you are able to do that in the regular Nari wireless headset and then the Nari Ultimate. But what that also does is it affects battery life because all three of these have different battery lives as well. The Nari Essential gets 16 hours of battery life, where the regular Nari gets 20 if you decide to turn the chroma lighting off, and it gets 14 if you decide to leave it on. But when you move up to the Ultimate, you can also get 20 if you turn the chroma lighting off and the haptic feedback, which again, I don't understand why you would get the Nari Ultimate if you're not going to utilize using the haptic feedback. But it's an option if you want to. But if you do use the haptic feedback and the chroma lighting, it drops all the way down to 8 hours of battery life. Now you might not think that's a lot, but the sensation that this thing is doing, the vibration that these are capable of, it's gonna use some battery life. So now let's move on to the things that are more noticeable right off the bat. Now all three of these actually look the same because the Nari Essential and the regular Nari are just all black. And the real only difference as far as color goes is the Nari Ultimate kind of has a titanium look to it, but they're all the same build quality. So there's definitely no issues as far as durability. It's an aluminum frame and it's built like a tank. Now the ear cups are the exact same on all three of these as well. But the important thing about these is they have the cooling gel that's built into the ear cups. It's basically right when you put them on. The best way to explain this is like if you're laying in bed and you know that one side of the pillow gets warm, you decide to flip it over and put your head on it and you immediately notice that the other side of the pillow is cooler. That's what these do. But do know after long gaming sessions, they're still gonna get warm just like any other headset. But one thing that is noticeably different between the two of these is that you can see these are folding flat. The ear cups have the ability to swivel back and lay flat. These don't. The Nari Essential just kind of has a little bit of room of moving up and down, where the regular Nari and the Nari Ultimate can lay flat, but also move like this as well. So you have a little more options to get a more comfortable fit with the other two than you do the Nari Essential. Oh, the other thing about these two, like I said, all three of these are wireless, so they all utilize the USB dongle. The Nari Essential has a separate USB dongle that's kind of like the PlayStation Golds, where the regular Nari and the Nari Ultimate has their USB dongle actually built into the headset. You just simply push down like it's a little button, it pops out, and then you're able to just have it with you all the time. And it's really convenient because you can't lose it that way. The other really noticeable thing to point out is the microphone. Now the microphone is the exact same on all three, so they sound exactly the same, but on the Essential, the microphone is one of those that you have to pull down. And to mute it, you actually have to put it up. As to where on the regular Nari and the Nari Ultimate, you just push it back in. It's just a retractable microphone. But that also has mic mute controls on the back of those headsets, where like I said on the Nari Essential, you have to push the mic up. So now, is there a huge sound difference? Because again, we start at $100 and move all the way up to $200. So that's a pretty big gap to just be paying for other features that aren't the sound. Starting with the Nari Essential, you have 40mm drivers, but when you move up to the regular Nari, they go up to 50mm drivers. And then you move up the Nari Ultimate, there's still 50mm drivers, but adding that haptic feedback has a huge impact on what bass is doing. So all three of them sound really good. It has Razer's more warm sound signature. They always lean more towards bass, but the treble and the mids and all of these is real clean. It's just a fun headset to use. It's basically made for gaming. All three of these sound great with games, music, and movies. But the real special one is the Ultimate, because the Ultimate's the one that haptic feedback, it just adds a whole other element to games with explosions and gunshots and tanks moving, all this stuff that you're able to feel. Same thing with movies. It just really does add this whole other element to your experience and what you're doing. So again, like I said with the chroma lighting, it's not an option on the Essential, but on the regular Nari and the Nari Ultimate, you're able to go in Razer's software and then adjust lighting on the sides of them to make them do different things that you want them to do. But all three of them, you can go in the software and adjust the EQ. But speaking of the microphone, here is a little test of what they sound like. Alright guys, so this is a mic test of the Razer Nari Ultimate. Again, this is a digital microphone, and with it being wireless, you can always kind of hear that digital compression. It's always going to be there because it's not plugged straight into a device, so that is something to know. But the beauty of this is, if I wanted to, I could just walk around the room like this, talking to you guys, and I don't really have to do anything. I mean, there's no cords in the way, and I can just talk. So it probably wouldn't do the trick as far as streaming goes, but as far as just jumping online and playing with friends, this will more than do the trick. All right, so the one thing you guys are probably the most curious about is how do you win the Nari Essential? You get a wireless Razer gaming headset, completely free, all compliments really of Razer, because they sent it to me and I decided that I wanted to give it to one of my subscribers, because this year has been a huge year for the channel, and honestly none of that would be possible without you guys. So what I decided to do is I wanted to do a giveaway, and there's really only two rules. One, you have to be a subscriber. That's plain and simple. I want to give back to the people that supported me, and so that's kind of important, and that's a reason I wanted to do this. And basically, the other thing is real simple. You go down in the comment section and just tell me what your favorite game is of all time. So the way the winner is going to be picked is 5 days from when this video is released. I'm going to use Random Comment Selector, which is a service online that will randomly pick one of your comments below. And also, if this video happens to get 150 comments, I will go ahead and give away the regular Razer Nari Wireless as well. All right, guys, so again, I want to thank Razer for sending these out and giving me the opportunity to give one of these to you guys. But thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, guys, make sure to stay tuned for more.